Admiral Sarah Chen watched the holographic display with practiced calm, though her heart raced beneath her composed exterior. The alien vessel hung in high orbit above Earth, its crystalline structure catching sunlight in ways that made it look like a massive diamond. Behind her, the United Earth Defense Command Center hummed with activity, but all eyes kept darting to that same display. "They're broadcasting again," Lieutenant Rodriguez announced, his fingers dancing across the neural interface. "Same frequency." Chen nodded, her dark eyes never leaving the alien ship. 3 days ago, the vessel had appeared at the edge of the solar system, bypassing all early warning systems. The ship belonged to the Axiom Collective, an advanced civilization that humanity had never encountered before, but whose existence they had long suspected. "Put them through," Chen ordered, straightening her uniform. The holographic display shifted, revealing the alien ambassador. The being called itself Nexus Protocol, its translucent skin revealing pulsing networks of bioluminescent veins. Its multiple eyes blinked in an unsettling rhythm. "Primitives of Earth," Nexus Protocol began, its translated voice carrying artificial warmth. "We have observed your civilization long enough. Your species shows potential, but lacks the sophistication required for galactic citizenship. We offer guidance, protection, and advancement, in exchange for resource rights and military submission." Chen's expression remained neutral, though she noticed several officers clenching their fists. The Axiom Collective had spent the past 3 days alternating between condescension and thinly veiled threats. They viewed Earth's visible technology, the crude fusion drives, the basic plasma weapons, the seemingly simple defense systems, and saw exactly what humanity wanted them to see. "Ambassador," Chen responded, using their preferred title, "we appreciate your offer. However, Earth requires time to consider such a significant proposal. Our governmental systems are primitive, as you noted. Consensus takes time." Nexus Protocol's bioluminescent patterns shifted to what their analysts had identified as frustration. "Time is a luxury you may not have. Our scans indicate your world is rich in quantum crystalline deposits. Such resources cannot be left in primitive hands. We offer guidance willingly, but make no mistake, the Axiom Collective will have Earth's resources, one way or another." Chen allowed herself a small smile. "Perhaps a demonstration of your superior technology would help convince our leaders. Our primitive minds often require visual aids." The aliens' patterns shifted again, this time to what they believed indicated smugness. "A reasonable request. Observe." The alien ship's surface rippled, and a beam of intense energy lanced out, striking one of Earth's orbital defense platforms. The platform exploded spectacularly, debris scattering across orbit. Several officers gasped convincingly. "Impressive," Chen said, maintaining her calm. "Though I notice you chose our oldest platform for your demonstration. Age is irrelevant. None of your technology could withstand even our most basic weapons," Nexus Protocol declared. "You have 1 planetary rotation to accept our terms. We will return for your answer." The transmission cut off, and the alien ship moved away, taking up position behind Luna. As soon as they were clear, Chen's demeanor changed completely. "Status of Platform Sierra 7, she asked sharply. Rodriguez grinned. "Perfectly functional, Admiral." The holographic projection of its destruction was flawless. "Their sensors registered exactly what we wanted them to see. And their scans of our other facilities, still showing exactly what Project Oracle predicted they'd look for. Outdated technology, minimal quantum manipulation capabilities, and no signs of our true defense systems. They're completely convinced of our technological inferiority." Chen walked to the central command pedestal, placing her hand on the quantum crystalline interface they'd recovered from the Axiom Collective's secret observation post in the Kuiper Belt 5 years ago. The aliens had no idea that humanity had discovered their surveillance network, or that Earth had spent those years carefully crafting an image of technological backwardness, while secretly advancing beyond anything the Collective suspected possible. Have the Oracle predictions been updated with their latest behavioral data? She asked. Yes, Admiral. The quantum eye confirms our strategy is working. The collective's arrogance is their weakness. They see exactly what they expect to see, nothing more. Chen's smile turned predatory. Good. Notify all commands. Operation Looking Glass is proceeding exactly as planned. When they return tomorrow, thinking us primitive and weak, they'll learn why humanity has survived everything the galaxy has thrown at us. She turned to face her crew, seeing the same contained excitement in their eyes. For decades, humanity had prepared for this moment, knowing that sooner or later, some advanced civilization would come to Earth expecting easy conquest. The Axiom Collective thought they were dealing with primitive beings who would bow to superior technology. Tomorrow, they would learn just how wrong they were. Send word to all hidden fleet elements, Chen ordered. The real test of humanity's advancement begins at dawn. And may whatever gods the collective believes in have mercy on their souls, because we certainly won't. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, Dr. Maya Patel stood before the quantum core of Project Oracle. The massive crystalline structure pulsed with possibilities, its fractal patterns shifting as it processed countless potential futures. The facility, hidden 3 kilometers below the ocean floor, represented humanity's greatest technological achievement and its best-kept secret. Processing complete, announced Dr. Patel's AI assistant, AI. The Axiom Collective's response patterns align with all major predictions. They believe our ruse entirely. Maya studied the holographic projections surrounding her. Each gossamer strand represented a different potential timeline, with probability percentages hovering beside them. The dominant path, glowing bright gold, showed exactly what they'd hoped: the collective's overwhelming confidence in their superiority. Show me their fleet movements, she commanded. The projection shifted, revealing hundreds of collective vessels waiting at the edge of the solar system. They thought they were hidden, their cloaking technology supposedly beyond humanity's ability to detect. They didn't realize that Earth had been tracking them for months. Dr. Patel, a voice called. She turned to see Admiral Chen's hologram materializing beside her. Update me on Oracle's predictions. The collective will attack tomorrow, just as we anticipated, Maya reported. They've positioned their fleet exactly where our quantum simulations suggested they would. Their tactical patterns are remarkably rigid. Chen's hologram nodded. Artificial intelligence without true adaptation capabilities. They rely too heavily on predetermined combat algorithms. Precisely. Oracle has identified 47 distinct combat patterns in their historical battles. They've never needed to evolve beyond them because no civilization has ever survived long enough to require it. Maya's fingers danced through the holographic data. But we've had years to study them, to prepare countermeasures for each pattern, and our hidden fleet elements. Maya smiled. In perfect position, the collective sensors are still reading our decoy signatures. They have no idea that our primitive ships are actually quantum-linked battle platforms. When they attack tomorrow, expecting to find 20th century level weapons technology, they'll find something very different. Chen finished. What's Oracle's prediction for casualties? Maya's expression sobered. Even with our technological advantage, we'll lose ships. The collective's fleet is massive. Oracle predicts a 17% loss of our forces, but it also predicts total victory, Admiral. The key is maintaining the deception until the precise moment of engagement. Chen's hologram paced, a habit Maya had noticed in their many strategy sessions. And you're certain their quantum crystalline technology can't detect our true capabilities? Positive. We reversed engineered their own sensor systems. We know exactly how to stay in their blind spots. Maya paused, bringing up another simulation. There is one concern, though. Oracle predicts a small but significant probability that the collective has some form of technology we haven't detected. Something they keep in reserve for extreme situations. How small a probability? 3%, but given what's at stake. Chen nodded grimly. We'll adjust our battle plans accordingly. Humanity has spent too long preparing for this moment to take unnecessary risks. She looked directly at Maya. How long until the quantum core needs to recalibrate? 4 hours. We'll have updated predictions well before the collective returns. Good, because tomorrow, Doctor, we show the galaxy that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. Chen's hologram smiled fiercely. It's our ability to make our enemies underestimate us until it's too late. After the Admiral's hologram faded, Maya turned back to the quantum core. Its crystalline surface rippled with energy, processing quintillions of calculations per second. The technology that powered it had been developed in absolute secrecy, while humanity maintained a carefully crafted facade of technological inadequacy. "Aria," she called out, "begin final battle simulations. I want to review every possible variation of tomorrow's engagement." As the AI compiled the data, Maya thought about the years of preparation that had led to this moment. The collective wasn't the first advanced civilization to discover Earth, but they would be the first to learn why humanity had survived countless extinction-level events. Evolution had taught humans one crucial lesson. Sometimes, the best predator is the one that appears to be prey. "Simulation ready," Aria announced. "Would you like to begin with the primary engagement scenario?" Maya straightened her lab coat, her dark eyes reflecting the quantum core's ethereal light. "Show me everything. Tomorrow, we make history, or become it." The holographic display expanded, filling the chamber with light as humanity's greatest scientific achievement calculated the path to victory. Above, the ocean concealed their presence from the arrogant empire that thought it had come to claim an easy prize. Tomorrow, the Axiom Collective would learn what humanity had known for millennia. Underestimate Earth at your own peril. The moment of truth arrived with the dawn. Above Earth, the Axiom Collective's fleet materialized from hyperspace in a dazzling display of power. Over 300 ships arranged in their traditional combat formation. Their crystalline vessels caught the sun's light, creating an artificial aurora that could be seen from the planet's surface. Commander James Foster sat in his primitive vessel, the UES Deception, watching the enemy fleet deploy. From the outside, his ship looked like it belonged in a museum. All clunky metal plates and obvious weld lines. The perfect image of humanity's supposed technological backwardness. "All ships reporting ready, Commander," his XO, Lieutenant Kirayuki, announced. "The collected sensors are still reading us as low-tech targets." Foster allowed himself a small smile. "Confirmed receipt of quantum targeting data from Oracle." "Yes, sir. Every ship in our fleet knows exactly where to hit them. Dr. Patel's predictions are holding true. They're deploying exactly as anticipated." The main display showed the collective's fleet spreading out in a classic encirclement pattern. Their ships moved with mechanical precision, each one taking its predetermined place in their battle formation. It would have been impressive if it wasn't so predictable. "Incoming transmission," Yuki reported. "It's Nexus Protocol." The alien ambassador's image appeared on their screen, its bioluminescent patterns pulsing with what they now knew to be contempt. "Humans of Earth, your time for deliberation has ended. We see your pathetic fleet gathered in defense. Your primitive vessels cannot hope to." Foster cut the transmission with a casual gesture. "I think we've heard enough of that. Status of Operation Looking Glass. All systems nominal." Yuki responded, her fingers dancing across what appeared to be an outdated console, but was actually a quantum-linked interface. "The collective sensors are still being fed our false signatures. They have no idea what's about to hit them." Foster opened a channel to the human fleet. "This is Commander Foster. For decades, humanity has prepared for this moment. The enemy above us thinks we're primitive, weak, easy prey. They see our ships and think they're meeting a civilization barely able to reach its own moon." He paused, letting his words sink in. "Let's show them how wrong they are." The order went out, transmitted through quantum channels the collective couldn't detect. Across the human fleet, ships that appeared to be relics began to change. Holographic camouflage fell away. revealing sleek vessels covered in quantum crystalline armor. Weapons ports opened, displaying technology that matched or exceeded anything the collective possessed. "Sir," Yuki called out, "the enemy fleet is moving to attack position. Their energy signatures indicate they're powering up their main weapons." "Perfect." Foster's eyes narrowed. "They still think they're dealing with primitive kinetic weapons and basic energy shields. Initiate primary attack sequence. Remember, we hit hard, we hit fast, and we don't stop until they break." The human fleet moved with practiced precision, executing maneuvers that Oracle had tested in millions of simulations. The collected ships fired their first volley, expecting to tear through weak shields and inferior armor. Instead, their energy weapons splashed harmlessly against quantum shields that adapted and strengthened with each impact. "Return fire," Foster ordered. "Show them what humanity's been hiding." The UES Deception's true weapons came online. Quantum-tipped missiles that could phase through traditional shields, energy weapons that targeted the precise frequencies where collective defenses were weakest, and gravity bombs that created localized singularities. All technologies that humanity had developed in secret while maintaining their facade of technological inferiority. The first wave of human attacks struck home with devastating effectiveness. Collective ships, caught completely off guard by weapons they hadn't believed possible, began to break apart. Their rigid battle formations, so perfect in their symmetry, became a liability as human vessels executed maneuvers that defied their tactical predictions. "Sir," Yuki reported, excitement bleeding through her professional demeanor, "the enemy fleet is in chaos. Their command structure is breaking down. They're trying to regroup, but Oracle's predictions were right. They can't adapt fast enough to our attack patterns." Foster watched as another collective vessel succumbed to the human onslaught. "Status of our fleet." "Minimal damage reported. Their initial barrage was calibrated for ships with far weaker defenses. We've lost no vessels, and shield strength remains above 90% across the fleet." The battle continued to unfold exactly as Project Oracle had predicted. The collected ships, for all their apparent advancement, were locked into combat routines that hadn't changed in centuries. They had no counter for humanity's quantum weapons, no defense against attacks they hadn't believed possible from a primitive species. "They're beginning to retreat," Yuki announced. "Their fleet is breaking up into—" "Wait." Her voice sharpened with concern. "Sir," massive energy spike detected from their flagship. This wasn't in Oracle's predictions." Foster leaned forward, watching as the collective's flagship began to emit a strange, pulsing light. "Looks like we're about to find out what that 3% variable was. All ships, brace for unknown enemy capability. This is why we don't get overconfident, people." The real battle, he realized, was just beginning. The Axiom Collective's flagship pulsed with impossible energy, its crystalline structure now emanating waves of crimson light that distorted the very fabric of space around it. Commander Foster watched as his sensor displays flickered and died, quantum readings becoming meaningless in the face of whatever power the aliens had unleashed. "All ships, maintain formation," he ordered, fighting to keep his voice steady. "Route emergency power to shields." Lieutenant Yuki's hands flew across her console. "Sir, we're losing quantum link with the fleet. Whatever they're doing, it's interfering with our communication networks." The massive alien flagship began to change, its elegant crystalline structure fracturing and reforming into something new. Additional segments emerged from hyperspace, attaching themselves to the main vessel like pieces of a cosmic puzzle. Within moments, what had been a single ship had transformed into a construct nearly the size of Earth's moon. "Get me Admiral Chen," Foster commanded. "We need Oracle's analysis off." A blast of energy, unlike anything they'd ever encountered, ripped through space. 3 human vessels, caught in its path, simply ceased to exist, not destroyed, but erased as though they'd never been there at all. "Multiple casualties," Yuki shouted. "They're using some kind of reality manipulation weapon. Our shields aren't designed for this. Foster's mind raced. This was the scenario Oracle had warned about. The small but significant chance that the collective had held back their true capabilities. But humanity hadn't survived countless challenges by failing to prepare for the unexpected. Initiate Protocol Omega, he ordered. Authorization Foster 7 Delta 9. Yuki's eyes widened. Sir, that's untested technology. Dr. Patel said. Dr. Patel said it was ready but risky. Well, Lieutenant, I'd say we're well past worrying about risks. He opened a channel to what remained of the fleet. All ships converge on the following coordinates. Prepare to initiate synchronized quantum field generation. Throughout the human fleet, hidden systems came online. Technology so advanced that even the collective's initial scans hadn't been allowed to detect it. Each ship began generating a specialized quantum field designed to synchronize with the others into something greater. The collective construct fired again, its reality-erasing beam cutting through space. But this time, the human ships were ready. As the beam approached, the synchronized quantum fields activated, creating a complex network of overlapping defensive barriers. Sir, Yuki called out, quantum synchronization at 60% and climbing. But the enemy construct is charging for another shot. We won't survive a direct hit. Foster gripped his command chair. We don't need to survive it. We just need to redirect it. He activated his neural link to the ship's deepest systems. All vessels, prepare for emergency quantum entanglement. We're going to give them a taste of their own medicine. The human fleet moved in perfect coordination, their ships arranging themselves in a pattern that mirrored the mathematical complexity of the universe itself. As the collective's weapon fired again, the synchronized quantum fields caught the reality-warping energy and began to channel it. Quantum synchronization at 90%, Yuki reported. The field is holding, but our ships are taking massive strain. Hull integrity failing on multiple vessels. Just a few more seconds, Foster muttered. The energy from the collective's weapon coursed through the human fleet's quantum network, building to impossible levels. Now, initiate quantum reflection. The combined power of hundreds of human ships, enhanced by the captured energy of the collective's own weapon, released in a single devastating burst. The blast struck the massive alien construct, and for a moment, reality itself seemed to bend. When space normalized, half of the collective's transformed flagship had vanished, its reality manipulation weapon turned against itself. The remaining structure began to break apart, its perfect crystalline symmetry shattered. Direct hit, Yuki confirmed, her voice filled with awe. The enemy construct is, Sir, we're receiving thousands of emergency transmissions from the collective fleet. They're all surrendering. Foster allowed himself to breathe. Get me Admiral Chen. She needs to know what we're dealing with here. And contact Dr. Patel. We'll need Oracle's analysis of this new technology immediately. As the adrenaline of battle faded, Foster looked at his crew, seeing the same mix of exhaustion and pride on their faces. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge yet and emerged victorious, but not without cost. The sight of those 3 ships being erased from existence would haunt him forever. Sir, Yuki said softly, what do we do with their surrender? Foster studied the remnants of the once mighty collective fleet, now broken and scattered across space. We accept it, Lieutenant, and then we make sure they understand something that every species needs to learn sooner or later. He paused, watching as Earth's forces secured their victory. Humanity isn't just technologically advanced. We're survivors, adaptable, and most importantly, we're done hiding what we can do. The battle was over, but Foster knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy would soon learn that Earth wasn't just another world to be conquered. It was home to a species that had mastered the art of deception, survival, and now victory. Admiral Sarah Chen stood before the United Earth Council, the holographic displays behind her showing the aftermath of humanity's victory over the Axiom Collective. 3 weeks had passed since the battle that changed everything. and the galaxy was still reeling from the revelations. "The collective's surrender has been formalized," she reported, her voice carrying across the chamber. "Their remaining ships have withdrawn to the designated containment zone, and their leadership has agreed to our terms." Dr. Maya Patel stood beside her, the quantum data streams from Project Oracle flowing across her neural interface. Analysis of their reality manipulation technology is ongoing. While powerful, it proved to be their only true advancement over us in recent centuries. They stopped innovating, believing they'd reached the peak of possible development. The council chamber was silent as the implications sank in. Humanity's greatest advantage hadn't been their hidden technology or their quantum predictions. It had been their continuous drive to evolve, to improve, to survive. "What of the other galactic civilizations?" Counselor Rodriguez asked, "now that our true capabilities are known." "They're scared," Chen stated plainly. "The collective was considered unbeatable, and we didn't just defeat them. We outmaneuvered them at every turn. But more importantly, we've shown the galaxy something they never expected." Commander Foster, newly promoted after his actions during the battle, stepped forward. "We showed them that technological superiority isn't everything. The collective had their reality weapon, but they used it exactly as Oracle predicted they would, without creativity, without adaptation. They were slaves to their own perceived perfection." Maya brought up new data streams, showing diplomatic communications from across the galaxy. "We're already receiving requests for alliance negotiations. Many civilizations are realizing that Earth isn't just another world to be conquered. We're a species that managed to hide our true nature from the most advanced empire in known space, all while developing technology that matched or exceeded theirs." "And the cost?" Another counselor asked softly. "And the cost?" Another counselor asked softly. Chen's expression sobered. "The crews of the 3 ships lost to the collective's weapon. We still don't fully understand what happened to them. Dr. Patel's team is working on theories involving parallel realities, but for now, we must honor their sacrifice. They knew the risks, and they gave their lives protecting Earth." The council chamber's mood shifted as a moment of silence passed for the fallen. When it ended, Chen continued, "But their sacrifice ensured humanity's place in the galaxy. No longer will we need to hide our capabilities. No longer will we have to play the role of primitive beings barely worth notice." "What happens now?" Rodriguez asked. Foster stepped forward again. "Now we do what humanity has always done. We adapt, we grow, and we make sure we're ready for whatever comes next." The collective's defeat sent a message to the galaxy, but it also taught us something crucial. There's always something new to discover, some hidden threat to prepare for. Maya nodded, her fingers dancing through the quantum data. "Project Oracle is already analyzing potential future threats. We won't make the collective's mistake of becoming complacent. Humanity's strength isn't in our weapons or our technology. It's in our ability to face the unknown and find a way to overcome it." "And the collective's survivors?" Another counselor pressed. Chen's expression hardened slightly. "They're learning what we've known all along, that true advancement comes from challenge, from adaptation, from never assuming you've reached the peak of possibility." Some of their younger members have already requested permission to study under our scientists. They want to understand how we developed so differently from them. "And what will we teach them?" Rodriguez asked. "The truth," Chen replied simply. "That humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology, our weapons, or even our intelligence. It's our understanding that evolution never stops, that there's always more to learn, and that underestimating any species, no matter how primitive they might appear, is a fatal mistake." The council chamber fell silent again as Chen's words sank in. Outside, Earth's cities gleamed under the sun, their apparent simplicity now revealed as another layer of humanity's complex deception. Ships moved through orbit, no longer hiding their true nature, their quantum crystalline hulls shimmering with power. "The galaxy has changed," Chen concluded, "and humanity will change with it. But we'll do so on our terms, never forgetting the lessons that brought us here. that appearance isn't everything, that adaptation is survival, and that the greatest power often lies in being underestimated. As the council session ended, Chen looked out over the city skyline. Somewhere out there, other civilizations were watching Earth, reconsidering everything they thought they knew about humanity. The game of deception was over, but a new challenge was beginning. How to lead by example, to show the galaxy that true advancement never ends. The era of hiding was over. The age of humanity had begun.